This meeting of the Oak Park City Council is called to order. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. City Clerk Ed Norris, please call the roll.
Mayor McClellan,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Burns,
Here.
Councilmember Speech, Councilmember Radner,
Here.
Councilmember Rich.
Here.
We have a quorum. Please note for the record that Councilmember Speech is absent because of illness. Item 4 is approval of the agenda. Please note that we are adding item 15C to the agenda regarding the library budget amendment. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
So moved. Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Next, there are a few items on the consent agenda. These are routine items that are approved without discussion. Item A, regular council meeting minutes of November 21st, 2016. B, request to cancel the regularly scheduled Zoning Board of Appeals meeting of December 27th, 2016. C, payment application number 1 for the 2016 miscellaneous concrete project M644 for Rotondo Construction Corporation for the amount of $116,521.94. D, licenses new and renewals is submitted for December 5th, 2016. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved. Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. We don't have an elected official here today or a special recognition or publication. There are a few communications that I got that I thought I would share with you. Mrs. Pamela Schreiman writes that she wanted to pay a compliment to Lori in the assessor's office for the tremendous job she performed on her behalf in a difficult situation that she had. Ms. Schreiman said that Lori was helpful and very knowledgeable on her situation, and she wanted everyone to know what a great job Lori is doing. So thank you. Another thank you is Silvio Benvenuti wrote about the code inspectors that the residents of Clover Lawn would like to say a thank you for all your effort in getting the house at 23531 Clover Lawn up to code. They've been working nonstop on the house, and to see the deck removed and the pool being filled in is a miracle. As you know, the house was empty since before the flood. Thank you for improving the look and the value of our street. Great job. Silvio Benvenuti and the residents of Clover Lawn between Oak Park Boulevard and Kenwood. Another was from the Tri-Community Coalition, Executive Director Judy Rubin, thanking the mayor and city council members for the generous donation of $5,000 to the Tri-Community Coalition to prevent substance abuse in our teens. Lastly was from Ian Davis, who I asked, why did you decide to move to Oak Park instead of, say, Ferndale? He's a millennial. And he wrote quite a bit, but just the first part I thought would be nice to share. Oak Park, what I like about Oak Park is the friendly neighbors. I have to say this has been the most pleasant surprise of my entire experience in moving to Oak Park. Every Oak Park resident I've talked to is extremely helpful and welcoming and made me feel like a part of their community from day one. I feel this is an intangible asset that no matter how many physical improvements are made to a city, you can't replicate a caring, engaged citizenry like what I've experienced in Oak Park. So, and then he talks about affordability and beautiful streets and opportunity for development and city government. Every dealing I've had with Oak Park government and municipal service offices has been excellent. This makes me feel really good about my community, knowing folks are capable and dedicated to improving Oak Park. So one more attaboy. Is there anything from the city attorney?
Reports this evening. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. City Manager Eric Tungay.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of council. I wanted to ask that 15A, our City Hall library hours, be reflected on the screen for our residents. And I wanted to make note that we will be closed on December 22nd and 23rd, which I believe are Thursday and Friday, and that in addition to that, we will be closed on December 30th and January 2nd. And again, I wanted to clarify that these are City Hall hours, and that other departments in our city, and public safety is a good example of that, will be open for business as usual. And that's it. Thank you.
That's it. And then Public Works.
To call the Assistant City Manager, Kevin Yee, to the podium, please, for 15B.
With change order number 2 and payment application number 4 for the 2016 water main replacement project M625. The proposed change order is an increase for the replacement of 9 city water services throughout the city that needed updating. The project is approximately 99% complete. It is recommended that proposed change order number 2 for the 2016 water main replacement project M625 to ADJ Excavating be approved for the amount of $32,454.75. And it's further recommended that payment application number 4 for the same be approved in the amount of $32,454.75. There is $400,000 budgeted in the water and sewer fund for this project.
Very good. A motion to approve this proposed change order.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion or questions?
Yes.
Councilmember Rich.
I've got 2 copies of 15B. One of them states that the extra amount is $20,173, and one says the extra amount is $32,454. I presume that the first copy of 15B was probably a mistake and that the second copy is the appropriate one?
You're correct.
Okay, so the total cost added on because we're replacing, exactly what are we replacing?
9 water services, city water services. And the reason why there were 2 different copies, unfortunately, the first one was done based on the original unit prices, which were all done on a water main project in one area. We did ask the contractor for a price to do these, that were 9 different locations. Obviously, the cost for mobilization is different when you are moving from location to location instead of doing water services on a main while everything's opened up. So they're basically, essentially 2 different projects.
Okay, total amount, those 32,000, not 52,000. Just one of these proposals.
Right, correct.
Okay.
$32,454.75
I don't have any
is
other
the
questions.
total amount.
Thank you very much.
Very good. So we need, roll call, please. Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem Burns,
Yes.
Mayor McClellan,
Yes,
Councilmember Radner,
Yes.
Councilmember Rich.
Yes.
motion carried.
Thank you.
I'd like to request Director Brandon Bowman join me at the podium for 15C, please.
Thank you very much. Before you is a summary on the staffing costs to open the library at 10 a.m. During the business week, Monday through Friday, as opposed to our current opening time of noon. Opening at 10 a.m. will allow us to qualify for the quality standards audit checklist, essential level, which will is set forth by the Library of Michigan, which sets the standards for service for libraries within the state of Michigan. It is recommended for a library of our size to be open 50 hours a week, whereas we are only open 42 currently. Meeting the CUSAC standards will allow us to improve our criteria for grant seeking, as well as help us attract and keep potential library employees, and was an expressed goal as part of our town hall meetings during our strategic planning process. It is recommended that the library budget for the 2016-2017 year be amended for the amount of $4,771.39, as to allow the Oak Park Public Library to alter their time of opening to the public from noon Monday through Friday to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday. This will bring our total to a total of 52 hours of operation a week, an increase of 10 hours.
So that will allow you to apply for grants and get them. And what was the organization that requires this, the library, what?
It's the Library of Michigan. It's the state that oversees all the libraries within Michigan. This is their audit checklist for the essential level, which is basically what they feel every library at a certain class setting should be able to offer to their citizens.
Great. Any questions about the library?
Just for clarification's sake, where it says that other library staff is present in the building during the period of 9 a.m. to 12, I'm going to assume that that's supposed to say p.m. and not a.m. We don't have people there till midnight, do we?
Right.
No.
Okay.
Right, exactly.
Just wanted to make it clear for the record.
PM.
Sometimes I'm there that late.
Overtime.
So,
Right.
Madam Mayor, if I could
We
just.
work day and night.
That's right.
Right, 24/7. If I could, just for further clarification, it's my understanding that while we have regular staff in the library, that this would require an additional 2 library pages to be present during this time, which is why you see the increase in costs. And again, annualized, you're looking at around 9,500 annualized.
But that would be in the next budget.
Per year.
Per year, for the whole year, for the coming year.
The full gamut of it,
Right.
yes.
Any other questions?
Yes, a question for Mr. Tungate.
Councilmember Rich?
I went to law school, I'm not a CPA, so I have a problem with math. The first page of this agenda item has, under financial statement, the total amount is $4,771.39. The third page has that $9,000 figure. How do we get there? What's the difference, what's the 4,000 figure for?
Half a year, probably the other is full year.
Yeah, I'm sorry, no, yeah, exactly. We're halfway through our fiscal year, so, you know.
So it's so for this particular fiscal year, 4,771. And then my question for Mr. Tungate is your opinion on, my understanding is that the library currently runs at a deficit. And so this would be adding on more that we have to contribute to the library. I want your opinion as to this $10,000, whether you think it's a wise use of our funds.
Well, first of all, the library doesn't run on a deficit. They're not allowed to run on a deficit. They're a department of the city. But I think this is an excellent use of the city's funds, which is why I've supported it being on here first and foremost. This is something we've been talking about for a very long time. When the city was going through difficult times back in 2011 and 2012, you know, the first thing that gets cut are some of these hours of the library. Now, while this may seem like, and again, this is my opinion here, may seem like small.
We like your recommendations and
Well, thank
opinions.
you.
That's how we ask for them.
Well, and I think, you know, just based on the feedback that I get, not what the director gets, which I'm sure is a lot more, but while this may seem like small potatoes to some, many of our seniors and others, parents, for example, will be elated that these hours are being added. And I think as a byproduct of that, as you heard, this puts us at a different level in terms of being able to apply for grants and be considered for other programs and services. So I very much support it.
And just one more question, perhaps for our library director. So we would be opening up at 10 a.m. What time do we close?
Still at 8 o'clock. So we'd be closing, we'd open 10 to 8 Monday through Thursday and 10 to 6 on Friday.
Great, okay. Thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you.
Are we ready to vote?
We would need a motion, Mayor.
We need a motion.
So moved.
That
Support.
the budget be amended is the motion.
So
And with
Ken
that-
moved and I support it.
Already done.
Good. You're a mind reader, I like that, that's good. Roll call, please.
Mayor McClellan,
Yes.
Councilmember Radner,
Yes.
Councilmember Rich,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Burns.
Yes, absolutely.
Unanimous. We're delighted with all the wonderful library services. If you've been to the library lately, you've noticed that it's just booming over there with new events and programs for kids and programs for adults and things happening. It has just become a lively place, and it's thanks to Director Bowman and his staff for the great work that they've done. If you haven't been there, stop in. You'll just love it.
Madam Mayor, members of council, that completes the city manager report, but I also really briefly just wanted to mention I'm loving the HD cameras that we have. If you've noticed, the visual's a lot clearer.
Oh, explain that.
We have 4 cameras, I believe, around, oh, just one, okay, one that has the HD card, okay. So these 4 cameras that you see, we didn't install them with HD capability, and now we've bought a card that you install, and you could install in each one of them, which would make them HD. So the one that is, apparently, is the one that's getting me right now, and it's a much clearer picture. So we wanted to test that out and see if it made sense for the remaining cameras, and to me, it's a really nice visual there.
Kind of like the blurry before. All right, thank you. Thank you, City Manager Tungate. Next, we have call to the audience, 3-minute time limit. Please give us your name and address slowly for the record. Please come up to the microphone so that the folks at home can hear you too.
My name is Susan Brochu Hoshield, and my address is 24230 Manistee in Oak Park. And I just would like to reiterate what that gentleman whose letter that you read to us earlier about Oak Park. My husband and I have only lived here for about a year and a half. And I am involved in more things in this community than I ever was in the community that I grew up with, which was Petoskey, which had 5,000 people that it seems like I knew most of them or was related to the other half, you know. But the first group of people that I met was at City Hall when we were trying to move in, get things changed, and the staff were wonderful. Then I met the staff of the library, and I was welcomed with open arms, and I go in there at least once or twice a week, and I participate with a lot of things, and I've helped with some things, and I've enjoyed that as well. Then I met our officers at the department open house, and I was so impressed by Officer Benson and Director Cooper that I said I have to really, really, really get involved in this community. And so I've been attending the Emergency Services Council meeting as an interested resident because I haven't been in for 2 years yet. But I'm requesting to join this because we have an opening this January, and I'm hoping that I will be allowed to participate with that. But like I said, I love the diversity of Oak Park. You know, it's not bad. Petoskey is as white as it comes. It is. And to come down here and to see the diversity in my neighborhood and the people that I see, that I work with when I come into things, is I have learned so much. And I've had to question some things in my head that I thought I had straightened out, and I found out I didn't. And that was an okay thing to do that. But Oak Park has allowed me to do that. And for that, I thank the City Council for your efforts in making sure that the city runs effectively so that we have our safety and my library and all the things that I've come to expect out of Oak Park. And thank you for listening to me, and I hope you have a good evening.
Thank you. That was wonderful. You cheered us all up. And please go online or come in when the counter's open and put in an application. And keep coming to the meetings anyway. But put in the application ahead of your 2-year so we have it. And everyone is invited to come to these commission meetings whether you're a member or not. They're open public meetings. You are welcome to come. And then they'll drag you onto the commission. That's the only truth. So anyone else?
You can't go a meeting with me being here and not come up. Joyce Bannon, 10611 Troy. I'm glad to see that the library is opening up again at 10 o'clock in the morning. I spent many mornings over there with my son early with the young children's story time and all the programs, the summertime reading program. So I'm glad to see that. And that the seniors can get in there before the kids get in there, because we've had problems over with the kids over there. I'm sure that's straightened out, but this gives them a little bit chance to get in there before the kids take over the computers. So, and I want to thank everybody for the elections. They went over well, I think. Mr. Barrett was wonderful. I know he worked overtime, and thank the mayor for coming in. The workers enjoyed everything that you bring in, and they're glad to see your smiling face.
And thank you
So-
for participating.
But that's all I got to say.
Thank you. Anyone else? We've got call to the council. I just wanted to give a shout out to our Oak Park restaurant resident, Bester King, who's had a half-page article in the Oakland Press because of his volunteer efforts at Carmanos Cancer Institute. He is a two-time cancer survivor and helps in every department you can think of. He just gives a lot. So shout out to Bester King, and thanks for all you do. The Hanukkah took place at Congregation Beth Shalom Sunday. Hugely successful event with kids' games and food and vendors, and everyone there had a great time. The East Oak Park Block Club had its holiday party, which was wonderful, nice friendly group. They keep expanding their borders, which all the block clubs can certainly feel free to do. They started out a block, and I think they're a few streets, a whole mile. Many of the staff came to the Tri-Community Coalition Leadership Breakfast, very well represented. Thanks to City Manager Eric Tungate for coming, and Assistant to the City Manager Crystal McLean. We announced her engagement. She's engaged. Public Safety Director Steve Cooper. All of the Recreation Department was there, Lori and Marilee. And it was really a wonderful event. Best wishes to all of you for joy and light in the holidays. If I don't see you, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. We should all have more light in our life. Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out. I just want everyone to be cognizant of, now since we're in the holiday season, please be aware of your surroundings, travel in pairs, and be safe.
Thank you. Councilmember Radner.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. You know, there is a congratulations that has to be said publicly, and the mayor is just too modest to bring it out herself. This past Friday, she was the recipient of the Power of One Award from the Tri-Community Coalition. And that is our illustrious mayor here in the city of Oak Park. So congratulations, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I have nothing else to add, so thank you all for coming out and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. Councilmember Rich.
Thank you all for coming. Have a great night.
Thank you. There being no further business to come before this council, this meeting is adjourned. Thanks for coming.
I know, and I'm sitting there going, do I go over and help him or not? Yeah. And I just figured at that point, no, you didn't need me over there.
It worked out, but you know when a mess can be following up, you know.
Pretty simple process. Well, right.